now welcome to the stage, Jordan Leer.
Thank you. Give it up for yourselves. Welcome to the Jordan Leer program. JPL 73 stacked. Just like the UFC pay-per-view and your mama's titties. Grow up. Or you can just stop listening. Thank you for being here. It's Royal Rumble week. Royal Rumble week. The older I get, the less I can talk. The fuck's with that? I think maybe my ideas are expanding my vocabulary. Or my vocabulary is shrinking due to substance consumption and concussions and social media. I don't know. Am I growing or depleting? I'm at that fucking age. Jesus. Hey, I'm at that age where I still watch pro wrestling at least once a year. Watch the Royal Rumble. I don't know, man. I live in such a bubble of myself that if people don't understand things that I understand, blows my fucking mind, man. My girlfriend didn't know what the Royal Rumble was. She had no idea that the winner gets their title shot at WrestleMania. How do you fucking not know this shit? I know this shit! Why would it be called the Royal Rumble if it wasn't royal? If it wasn't about pointing to the sign and saying, I'm gonna main event WrestleMania. Also, she didn't know what WrestleMania was. That's not Charlie, she did. Yeah, I'm still at the age of watching wrestling. I go fucking in and out with things and obsessions, you know, the Marvel cartoons. Anything you liked as a kid, it's always there. And you go in and out when you're fucking depressed or happy, whatever, you know. Your childhood obsessions are just like drugs. They're there for you, and you can't stay there. But you can dip in and out. And the Royal Rumble is a really exciting time because it's fucking easy to understand. It's 30 guys in the middle of the ring, 30 women now. The women's Royal Rumble, too. And they just go over the top rope. You just dump them over the top. And the last one in, you know, it's like King of the Mountain type fucking rules. But it's more fun than that. You could never watch wrestling ever, and you could be watching that. I guarantee you'll be a little bit entertained. It's pretty good. So I'm tuning the fucking, because you know The Rock is coming out this motherfucking year. It's going to be The Rock and Roman. For sure. There's no doubt about it. You know why? Because Vince McMahon sent out his dick pic for like the last fucking time. He sent out his real dick too. I don't know. There's like two combating stories of pro wrestling going on right now that no one has any idea about. Like if you're not in the know of wrestling, you have no idea about the story about the sexual harassment lawsuit against WWE, and also this big Netflix deal they signed. Too, with The Rock being a board member or owner of fucking WWE or TKO Productions, or it's fucking weird, man. It's a little bit weird, okay? I don't know. I don't have long enough on my battery to even go into this, nor do I want to. But WWE is the only wrestling show in town anymore, okay? Like it used to be. It's like everything else, dude. There used to be competition, and we live in this supposed country where there's fucking. I'm get the fucking cat. Here goes my capitalism rant. What am I, some fucking liberal out in L.A.? We live in a lie that competition and capitalism exists, but it doesn't, because big business and corporations and lawyers and shit. Anyways, WWE is the only fucking show in town anymore. And it's even weirder because WWE essentially got bought by CAA, which is an agency company. They're supposed to be a company that's of agents that does deals with companies like WWE. But instead, they're just, it's weird. It's corrupt is what it fucking is, okay? And I would gladly be signed with CAA in a heartbeat. I will take down this fucking podcast so fast if CAA or WME, oh, I was saying it wrong. It's WME that fucking bought WWE. I'm so, I try to not know anything about business. I hate money because I don't get it. I just don't, because it's all bullshit. I oddly know enough. I know a bunch of buzzwords of the companies that I do like, though. Anyways, how to get on this fucking topic? Yeah, WWE, they signed this deal with Netflix for like 10 years and $4 billion. $5 billion, $4 to $5 billion, which is the same price that Disney bought fucking Star Wars in its entirety for, and the same that UFC got sold for in its entirety to the same company. Oh, it's crazy. But the story is like the same day that the fucking Vince is taking shits on some one of his employees' heads or some girl who's sex trafficking and sending out to Brock Lesnar and all these other people. Hey, also I stand by, if WWE wants to sign me at any time, I will take down this podcast and I will refute everything I'm saying right now. I will totally be a fucking sellout, okay? I'm only talking shit because I'm in this space where who gives, I don't know. It's the truth. What are you going to do? Or it's not the truth. If you guys want to sign me, CAA, WME, WWE. If Meyer wants to sign me, I'll fucking take this shit down. 6 minutes in, I know that this podcast only makes sense to me. Anyway, WWE. Dude, if you love any company in this world, like Disney, Star Wars, if you like Suave, the shampoo, I bet you could go down a fucking rabbit hole or a bunny trail, as some people would call it, and find something evil where it's not so good. It's tough. But that's what makes it tough for me when there's only 5 companies left in the fucking world. And this is, I don't know, man. Art gets so compromised. And I love pro wrestling. I love WWE and Royal Rumble. I love those characters. I wish the horror stories weren't so fucking bad behind the scenes. And when you see the reality of most of the people that work for these companies, most of the talent, the wrestlers, be it actors, there's some spots of people making a shit ton of money, but it is overbearing how heavy 99% the other way people are dying for this fucking shit. I'm watching a lot of old wrestling from 1999. I was watching Nitro and Raw. And I'm like, oh, that wrestler's dead. That wrestler's dead. Oh, yeah, Big Vis is dead. Yeah, Crash Holly. Yeah, 2003, overdosed on pills. This guy, Owen Hart. It's like Chris Benoit. This guy's dead. Eddie Guerrero. Yeah, and it's just and then even people I don't even know that well. I'm like, oh, that guy's paralyzed and dead. Draws. It's fucking crazy. And it's weird when you see The Rock. Well, I love The Rock. I'm the biggest motherfucking Rock fan in the world. I truly believe this guy. I don't think he's a liar. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's a face in real life. He's the best. He's one of the best entertainers I've ever that's probably ever walked this planet. He's fucking amazing. But it sucks when they bring him out there and they're like, The Rock's board of directors. He's this rich guy that came from wrestling now. Look at all this stuff that he profited. He had this incredible story, and he does. It's yeah, that's one fucking drop in the bucket that you gave back to the talent. That's literally one piece. It's everyone else gets fucking... Ugh. You have to give to these companies, and the companies just take from them. And it's when I say the companies, I was I don't even think I don't think anyone's getting a good deal out of this. Even the executives, it's those are just people that fucking die. There's just this evil thing that keeps going. Oh, I would take this whole podcast down if anyone gives me a job. I'll be watching, and I think The Rock's winning the Royal Rumble, and I don't know, I bet Vince McMahon's going to weasel his way out of this somehow. What else do I want to say? Oh, yeah, I was watching this whole thing. I guess I can't get off this yet. I'm watching The Rock, and he's on the New York Stock Exchange, the floor. It's so weird, dude. I don't understand money. I don't fucking do trading, fucking anything. I don't get it. Investing, it's all horseshit to me. And on the New York Stock Exchange, on the floor there, where everyone's it's that fucking Jungle to Jungle with Tim Allen. Anyways, they have The Rock ring the bell to start it, which is just the aliens telling me, they're Jordan, this is fake. You live in the fucking Truman Show. None of this shit is real. It's especially the money thing. They dude, they start it with a pro wrestling event, and they get the biggest wrestler on this fucking planet to ring the bell first. They're telling you, they're like, this is horse shit. I will take down this whole podcast if WME, IMG, CAA, if Young Sheldon wants to bring me back for the series finale, which I really wish you guys would. I wish you would. I will take down this podcast. Okay? I get it. There's only one fucking TV show in the world, Young Sheldon. You're watching it. Okay? I got like 2 seconds on that motherfucking show. That was a win. Oh, yeah. The Rock was at the New York Stock Exchange, and then they were interviewing him. And they're talking about how he's got the UFL now, which is the USFL with the XFL. They merged. It's springtime football. You know, it's guys that aren't in the NFL and play. And I love that idea of anything, just more competition, more opportunities for anyone. But the dudes are talking to The Rock, and they're like framing it in a different way. They're like, you know, these guys, they're not millionaires. They play for dinner, you know, which is the truth and which I'm going at. But they're like, you know, when they're playing for dinner, they play different, you know. And you're like selling you're selling poor people to us. You're like, hey, it's really, you can really tell whenever they're poor. They really fucking want it, you know. Or it's weird. It's weird. I'll take down this whole fucking podcast. It probably doesn't make sense anyways. It's going to be Lions Chiefs is a fucking lock for the Super Bowl. If you don't think it isn't, man. You got T Swift. There ain't no way they're going to deny having Taylor Swift at the fucking Super Bowl with this stupid horseshit fucking rigged game that used to be so cool. I don't want this to be a negative podcast. I want this to be a positive podcast. Like a nice smile. All right. I'm looking at my notes and I'm like, I'm done living in a world where society says this is the best you've got. And I'm like, sure, I believe you. I wrote that when I was dropping a deuce, by the way. Anywho, I think it's time. That was my spiel. That was my thing. Okay. On to part 2. Time now to read a couple sponsors. I'm big fucking shit now, dude. I got sponsors and shit, so get out of my fucking way. I got sponsors. I'm getting money, yo. Shit. All right. I just have one sponsor this week because they offered a fuckload of cash, dude. Bill sponsored this week. Oh, there's a PSA. This is from the state of Indiana. That's crazy. I don't like them. But this is from the state of Indiana. This says, from the state of Indiana, signed, sealed, and delivered to a Mr. Jordan Leer at the Jordan Leer program. Indiana says, sorry, we're such fucking douchebag losers, and we're all ugly, inbred pieces of shit, and we're living in the fucking 1800s, and our roads suck, and there's nothing fun to do, and no one has any creativity, and we're all pieces of fucking shit, and we believe in conversion therapy, and Mike Pence is hot. Mike Pence is the hottest dude we've ever had, and it's cool to be here, but we fucking suck. Indiana. Okay, Indiana. Number 1, quit being so negative about yourself. Number 2, set yourself on fire. Thank you. I'm just happy to make money on the show, and I am blessed. I am blessed, and I think it is due to peace, forgiveness, and mercy in my life. And I appreciate it. Hard work fucking pays off, dude. And I appreciate people like Indiana letting me know that they are pieces of shit and them admitting it. And look forward to Indiana just being ignored for the rest of its life. All right. Dude, you know what? Indiana, and Billy Madison, the fucking family at school, O'Doyle rules, fucking bullying Billy and everyone be like, O'Doyle rules. That's what the entire state of Indiana is. He's fucking 1800. This is a state where it's like illegal to smoke weed or be gay. They think the devil is real here. They think the fucking devil, and I'm only here for research purposes. I came because I'm researching something for a script I'm writing. But I have found the devil in Indiana. It exists. I am a witness, and you're lucky I am here to extricate it with peace, love, mercy, and forgiveness. God, the people are ugly here. You gotta quit fucking your first cousins. Just stop. Just fucking quit, dude. I like Amish people. I like the food you make, okay? Quit with the fucking horse shit. What giant fucking douchebags. That's great. Fan questions. I have fan questions this week. This is great. I've been getting a lot of fan mail, a lot of comments on the old tubers. Appreciate it. If you keep liking and subscribing. I'm over 1 million now on the subs and the likes and the followers. I really appreciate it. Keep doing it. If you want to pitch in $1 from me, just know it's going to a good use. I'm going to roll that up and smoke it. Fan questions. This was to one of my videos about my Hollywood story, whatever, my LA story. This is from So2. It's their YouTube handle. And it says, Theo Von Wannabe. You're goddamn right. You're goddamn... Theo, dude, I usually get negative comments of people being like, you fucking suck. This dude is like, you're a Theo Von wannabe. I fucking love Theo Von, by the way. I think he is hilarious. Sometimes I listen to his podcast. It's very funny. He has a very relaxed, relatable demeanor. He talks very real about struggles he's had in his life. He talks to all sorts of interesting people. He seems like a really nice guy. I know a lot of people who have run into him in LA at the clubs and various places, and I've only heard nice things about him. He has a lot of followers. He's making a fuckload of money, and he left LA too. I am a Theo Von wannabe. I hope you are too. So too, thank you for writing into the Jordan Leer program. Thanks, man. I am a Theo Von wannabe, but I'm kind of I think I'm sort of if we're being honest, I think I'm more of a Russell Brand kind of wannabe, because I think I'm going for the thing where you say crazy shit and you get canceled and you don't show up in the algorithm anymore. All right, okay, moving on. Next fan question. This came from Richard McCown, and it says, nothing's funny. And I also appreciate that, because a lot of times I'm so fucking funny on here that people have no idea the shit that you go through. And you're supposed to keep, I don't know, you just gotta do a character of sorts. You have to perform. It makes you feel bad about yourself. People have no idea what's going on behind the scenes or how lost you feel. And I guess when you're behind the keyboard, you get to feel like you've got it all figured out, and you're there to judge. And when I'm being honest with myself, I think you're right, because I'm it says comedy. It says comedy podcast. I write myself my little bio. It says comedian, and so I put myself under the spotlight that I'm supposed to be funny. And the truth is, I'm really uncomfortable all the time, and I have a lot of neurosis. And a lot of times when I'm doing this podcast, I just want to get it over with, and then I feel guilt over that because then I start editing it and I get fun and I feel creative, and then I'm like, why was I so tense in the middle of it? So I appreciate you, Richard McCown, saying that nothing's funny. Because most motherfuckers don't know I can do drama. I'm Meisner motherfucking trained, dude. I'm Meisner trained, and I'm so good at crying. I'm so good. Dude, I'm not going to do it because you don't deserve it right now, but I could fucking bring some goddamn fucking tears, you know? I can change my whole personality. I can switch on a dime. I can be very different at different moments in different situations. Okay? You know how I talk like shit? It's because probably I usually feel like shit. If I wanted to be all affable and fucking talk with I'm not doing good. I was going to be all fucking Shakespearean. Make me do it. To be or not to be, that is the question, whether it is noble in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against the sea of troubles by opposing in them to die, to sleep no more, by sleep today, to say, fuck, I fucked it up, dude. I gotta practice my shit for real. I'm rambling it again. I'm rambling. All right, thank you for writing in, Richard McCown. Nothing's funny. I think I'm a badass drama actor. If you were interested, get on my YouTube. I got the zoo story and 5 women wearing the same dress, a couple plays. My scene's up there. Hey, I'm a good actor. So where's it at, WME and UFC? Why don't you guys fucking hire me? I gotta move on with my fucking life. Thank you for the subscribers, the likers. Thanks for the Theo Von Wannabe deal. That was a fun thing. Right. Time for the last segment. All right, time for the program. What did I do this week? All sorts of shit. I'm gonna fucking talk about it. What did I watch though? Okay, the movies I watched. I'm trying to watch like every 90s movie I've never seen. There's a lot of like big budget action shit. I don't know. That's not what everything on this list is, but that's the thing I was aiming for. Cause doing a little research, writing a show about 1999, the new millennium. So I watched The Core. I cannot remember who was in it. Was Aaron Eckhart in it? Tell me, was Aaron Eckhart in it? They go to the core of the earth, and it's like they take a spaceship in there, and they're floating around between the crusts. Super ridiculous. Movie kind of sucked. Not because it was so ridiculous, just because it didn't have anything going on. I don't mind the science fiction part of it. I watched Suicide Squad. My girl's never seen that. And Suicide Squad is a fucking music video. There's nothing going on. I kind of enjoy the movie, but that shows where I've been trained in pop culture to be, because I just see the costumes and I'm like, cool, it's on screen. I've never seen Harley Quinn on screen before, but there's nothing that happens. It's just like a music starts every scene and you see a character doing some shit, but nothing. There's no fucking story. There's no reason. And I don't know if you do know, David Ayer was shooting a version of that movie, and then they sent an alternate cut to be made at a trailer house, a place where they make movie trailers. They told them to make their own cut, and that's why it's fucking music and nonsense throughout the whole fucking thing. And I don't know. movie's annoying, but it's kind of good. No, it's not good. It's enjoyable if you like DC characters. I watched 7 Years in Tibet with Brad Pitt. That's a cool fucking movie. That's a long. I don't know if I was looking for one of those mountain movies. You know, it's 90s, Brad Pitt, and he's climbing Everest. It's like the true story of a guy. He's a prisoner of war camp and shit, and he escapes, and he's a mountaineer. Badass. I watched Stealing Harvard. That is a great comedy. They don't make just a comedy movie anymore. And this is one of those last ones they did with Tom Green and Jason Lee. That was good. Three Ninjas Kick Back. Holy wah. You watch the Three Ninjas movies? Fucking Three Ninjas Knuckle Up. Every time I watch a movie like this and I go on Wikipedia, it blows my fucking mind how... Well, I guess, I don't know. The third movie is Three Ninjas Knuckle Up, but it actually, chronologically, is the second. It's just it was released after because of rights issues, but it was shot second in the order. But there's a different cast between all three movies except for Colt? Yeah, Colt. It's Colt, Tum Tum, and Rocky. Rocky likes Emily. That movie's fucking great, man. I watched Blue Beetle, that new DC movie that came out last year. Pretty badass. Like, I like the Beetle, I will say. And I like the character, but hey, and George Lopez is hilarious. George Lopez is always funny, but sick of these fucking huge big movies and they just suck. Watch Fargo. Goddamn winter snow outside. It's been putting me in a mood, and that is a good film. That is a good one. Coen Brothers. Great noir. It's a noir with all these like funny things going on. You know what I mean? That's the beauty of them. They fuck with genre. Watch My Favorite Martian, which I've never seen before, but I remember being a kid and wanting to go see, because I loved seeing the way the suit came out of the dryer by itself and was its own alien. I could barely follow this, honestly. I watched it in the background while I was writing. Christopher Lloyd's in it, though, so it's something. 007, The World Is Not Enough. That's cool just to see the look of it, because I always played the video game. And everyone remembers GoldenEye, because GoldenEye's dope, but they had the same game on the next movie, The World Is Not Enough. Like the same look and gameplay on N64 in multiplayer. And it was better, if I might say. I don't think it had Odd Job. It didn't have that fucking short guy that could hide in the fucking toilets, but anyways, I enjoyed watching the movie. I don't follow any of those 007 movies. I can't follow the plot on fucking any of them, though. I just like that there's stuff happening. I'm more of a Mission Impossible guy, but it's because Tom Cruise is my dad. I watched Road Trip. That's another one of those great old fucking movies. It's 20 years old, but they just don't make comedies like that anymore, man. Not right now. And somebody is. Somebody's, I shouldn't say that, because I see funny movies all the time. But these lighthearted comedies that are just, I don't know, maybe I'm just a fucking boomer. And I watch The Truman Show, because sometimes life feels a little out of your control and feels a little, I don't know. That's what this whole podcast has oddly been about. I need to get off because I don't want to be Mr. fucking Conspiracy Theory. CAA, WME, UFC, WWE, Warner Brothers, Young Sheldon, Power Rangers, Marvel Comics, Disney. I will delete this whole podcast and everything I've ever done. Just bring me back, okay? Just bring me back. And let me know that I got to delete it, too, because I don't want to go through all that fucking hassle if you book me on something and I'm like, oh, maybe I should do it. They said I should do it. Just be like, hey, we'll give you the shit. Just fucking, trying to get in the Illuminati so bad. And then I watched Ready to Rumble. That's a great wrestling movie. And I don't watch wrestling year-round, really. I watch Mania, but I really love watching the Royal Rumble, like I started this whole fucking podcast on. There aren't a lot of good wrestling movies. There's some. The Iron Claw that just came out was badass. The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke by Darren Aronofsky is a great one. I haven't seen Fighting with Your Family, that one, but Ready to Rumble. Good lighthearted comedy with WCW, man. And if you follow wrestling, you remember how they promoted this by having David Arquette win the fucking title. And some people said that ruined pro wrestling for real for a minute there in the year 2000. But I watched it, man. What was that? Sean Conn? Scott Conn and him? The King and Stang. That's what I watch for movies. TV, I watch Superman the animated series. Always makes me feel good. That's one of those. It's like drugs. It's like, oh, makes me feel comfortable and safe. True Detective, Night Country. Still enjoying that show. Nothing will ever be as good as the first season, but it's a very suitable show. I like that it's week by week too. That makes me think it's better because it's just weekly. And then I've been watching Raw, Nitro, SmackDown, Thunder from 1999, man. If you're an old pro wrestling fan, like, dude, I'm just watching a bunch of 90s shit to get me in the fucking mood of what was going on in those days in pop culture back then. And like I said earlier, it is astounding seeing so many guys from 1999 and be like, oh, that guy's dead. They're dead. They're dead. She's dead. China's dead. Such a fucking... documentaries. I watch Rewind the 90s. Oof. Dude, there's so much good shit I'm trying to infuse into what I'm writing right now. Fucking, I don't want to give it away, but like, you know, Furby's Pepsi Challenge, Y2K, fucking The Matrix. You know, there's just a lot of good shit. Stand up. I watch Country Wayne. I'm trying to watch like one stand-up person a week just for like whatever. Just to keep involved. Be like, all right, what are people putting out? And I watched this Country Wayne because I saw him on Club Shay Shay. The fucking Shannon Sharp shit is really going into the algorithm right now. Mine is not. His is. And he had Country Wayne, this guy I've never heard of. Every time there's a famous comedian, I've never heard of them in my life. And that's crazy, dude. How fucking long I had my nose to the grindstone of stand-up, and there's so many people. I have no idea. That lets you know I was not networking with the right people. Anyways, there's this guy, Country Wayne. He makes a shit ton of money. Never heard of him. He makes a lot of it off social media, and he's got 10 kids. Oops. And I watched his special, and it was so funny. It was so funny. It really was so good. It really was so funny. God. Some of that shit they had for the Golden Globes, dude. That Trevor Noah, Amy Schumer, Savvy Silverman is like, that is so lame compared to fucking Country Wayne. I don't know. It's taste too, but credit where credit's due. I laughed hard. And lastly, I read a book already this year. I did start it in December. Did I start in December or November? December. Anyways, it's done. I read Oil. I read Upton Sinclair Oil, okay, which is amazing and probably most of why I'm freaking out over the New York Stock Exchange and all this shit and going off on a tangent, a bunch of shit like money that I don't understand. But I read Oil, and I'm going to – hopefully my next podcast is the book report on Oil. Come for that shit, yeah. Like book reports on here. I like movie reports, like fight interviews. Gonna do a formal book report, a whole podcast just on that, on Oil, the best I can do. Give a report of everything I felt I learned and my thoughts on the book. And that'll be the next thing. I could have done, I meant to do it this week, but you know. Life by Marshall Mathers. What is life? I'm tired of life. All right, I'm done talking. That's the end of this shit. The music's playing by now. It's moving on. You're liking and subscribing. Going to my Patreon for $1. Look up Jordan Leer program. Hey, who's winning the Royal Rumble? The Rock. Duh. I'm not married, I don't really. I just want to tell everyone in my hometown, I'm like, I'm not gay. Nah, I like pussy. I like it. I like